Good morning, everyone. We're continuing here in the words of the Kitzur Shulchan Aruch, the laws of Birchas Hanenin, the blessings that we make on foods and drinks and fragrances that we derive benefit from. And here's a very interesting halacha today. B'chol hadvar, in regards to all foods, chutz min hapas, besides bread, as we really described already, Im shina mekoymai, if you change the place where you are from the time you began eating, even though you didn't take your mind off the eating experience that you were having, because that you moved locations, it's regarded as diverting your attention from the original food and blessing that you made. Well, and now he gives the example. A person started off eating or drinking, let's say, in his kitchen. And then he picks up his plate and he moves into the dining room. Or he picks up his glass and he moves into the dining room. And he wants to finish his meal in another room. Listen to this halacha. Even if you're eating the same type of food that you were eating originally, or you take the same exact plate that you were eating originally. Like we said, you're holding the food or the drink in your hand while you're moving from one room to the next. Mikol Makom, says the Kitzur, nevertheless, tzarich levarich alav sham mechadash bracha rishena. Since that moving from one room to the next is considered in halacha like hesech hadas, which means that you're diverting your attention from the meal, when you walk into the other room right now, even though you're eating the same food, you're required to make a new bracha rishayna, a brand new blessing on that food. Now that's the ruling of the Kitzur Shulchan Aruch, but I'd like to share with you the ruling of the Mishnah Berurah because it's different. And the Mishnah Berurah writes that if you intended, when you began eating your meal, let's say in the kitchen, that maybe you're going to move around the house and finish off in another room, so certainly you do not have to make a new blessing when you move into the other room. And furthermore, he writes that even though that you should have in mind, when you made the original blessing, that you are going to move to other rooms in the house, nevertheless, if you did not have that in mind and you move to another room, says the Chavetz Chaim, it's better not to recite a new bracha rishayna. You should not recite a new blessing, and you would be covered within the house. The real shaila is going to be is if you are in the house and then you walk outside the house and then you walk back inside of the house. That walking outside of the house is going to be considered a hefsek. That's going to be considered changing your place. We'll see that later on, but you'll keep that in mind. And that's going to be the difference. But if you're in the same house, you're under the same roof, you're downstairs, you go upstairs, you're in the kitchen, you go to the living room, so on and so forth, in all of those cases, according to the Chavetz Chaim and the Mishnah Berurah, you're not going to have to make a new bracha. So much so that Rav Moshe Feinstein himself writes that let's say that a person is sucking on candy, or he's chewing gum, and he made a bracha while he was getting ready to leave his house. So you're getting ready to leave the house and you put a sucking candy into your mouth, then that bracha is going to last for you even when you change locations. And if you get to another place where you want to put another sucking candy into your mouth, you would not have to make a new bracha, or another piece of gum, you would not have to make a new bracha on that because you had that intention already. However, if you had the sucking candy in your house, and it was before you were planning on leaving, it was you're sitting around and you take a piece of gum or a candy and you're eating it, and then you decide, you know what, I'm going to leave my house right now and go someplace else. In that case, the bracha is not going to cover the candies for the future, and you should stop eating at that point. Walk out of the house and make a new bracha, and then that new bracha will cover any candy or gum that's going to come your way. Okay, we have more details in these halachas as we're going to discuss in the up and coming days. Be'ez Hashem. Have a wonderful day.